up, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's what they're there
I'll
for.
put the camera back.
Nah, you're good. The good thing is we're utilizing it. That's what we're supposed to be doing. If we're not utilizing it, then it's fake. It's not real.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. You know the fucking vibe is Litty Willie, and today on Matic Monday, I obviously got my brother Matic,
Yeah.
What's going on?
and Matic brought us a guest today.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us.
What's up? It's your boy Jay Cruz. What's going on?
Jay.
Thank y'all for having
No,
me.
man, thank you for
Salute.
coming.
Salute to the
Yeah,
boys.
for sure.
Salute. Shout out High Noon.
Shout out High Noon. So if y'all don't know, every Matic Monday, and I think now on all episodes, we're starting to move slowly to High Noon. Basically, High Noon is the freshest seltzer drink. I should say alcohol seltzer drink.
Underrated.
Underrated for sure. And we're trying to make sure that y'all watching are drinking High Noon. So straight into it. Jay, DJ first.
Damn. That's an honor to hear that because usually I'm Taco Man first.
No,
Yeah.
DJ first. We were talking before the show, but I want to say DJ first because I got to say that the way you described everything is you wouldn't have your second business, and let's talk about your second business later, without being the DJ.
I think, and to kind of nip it in the bud immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd be DJing if it wasn't for my love for the nightlife and the way the hospitality industry and the restaurant industry kind of sucked me in first.
Right.
So I think I owe that creative outlet side to the side hustle that actually put money in my pocket.
Right.
No one wanted to hire me because of all these tattoos.
All right, so talk to us. Obviously, the nightlife DJing. Where'd you grow up? How did all that come about? Tell us your story real quick in the beginning.
Give it to you in a nutshell. I'm from Florida, but really there's Florida and then there's Dade County, so I'm truly from Dade County.
Fact.
It's a whole nother country. But I was born in Orlando. We made it to Miami real quick. Andrew fucked up my family, Hurricane Andrew, so they took us back to Tampa. My dad landed a job as a mailman about when I was like 3 years old, so that's when we got right back to Miami, and we've been in Miami ever since. It started around, we were in the Flagler area, moved into the Coral Gables area. From there, I think by the time I was like 7 or 8, made it to Kendall, and I've been in Kendall since, really. I mean, I've lived in other areas throughout the country. I've done a lot of traveling and whatnot. I tried to live in Atlanta with some of my homeboys once. It was great, but we partied and we didn't make it long way. I lost all my money, came back. After high school, I ended up actually, dropping out when I was in 10th grade, and from there, met up some friends in Spain, and I started living in Spain for a little bit, and that didn't work out, so I came back home, and that's when I really leveled out in Miami and started what ended up being, or it is now, how I started my career and stayed in Miami and whatnot. Yeah.
You gotta love Miami. Miami's I think a nesting area for everybody, because you hear so many people in Florida in general, but just Miami, because you're from Venezuela, ended up in Miami.
Yeah.
You're from Orlando, ended up in Miami. I'm from New York, ended up in Miami.
Yeah, it's like it has everything.
It has everything, and it's so welcoming, but at the same time, we're at a point where we're telling people, no, don't come here, stay out of Miami, don't move here, get out of here. But
yeah, it's packed.
It's packed. DJing, how'd you pick up DJing?
DJing, I think, comes organically just from my love for sound. Some of the reasons why I got into DJing are some of the reasons why I do what I do on a daily basis, which is also hard to describe, but it's my love for music. I love music. I love a good sound. I love rhythms. I love exploring different genres, different subgenres. I think the Latin in me always has that deep bass and percussion in it involved, so I love hearing the tambores hit, and so I think that kind of drove my love into exploring how to organize music and put it together to perform in front of an audience, be it one person, be it my family, be it for a group.
Right.
And so throughout the years, I told myself and I told my friends and my family around me that I would take DJing seriously in my 30s, because in my 20s I was focused on providing for my family and my friends and my community, working my restaurant.
Okay.
And so when I got into my 30s, I like hit the switch where, you know, I was turning 30 and I was having conversations with my dad, and I was like, you know, I've been in the restaurant game for a little while now, and I've devoted most of my free time to curating activations around the restaurant and everything that had to do with tacos and tattoos. But there was a moment right when I turned 30 where I was like, I'm gonna do as I said, and as I've said before, like I said I was gonna open up the restaurant, I said I was gonna attempt to explore what DJing would bring and whatnot.
Right.
And I bought a controller, and I organized myself, and I started asking questions, and I've got great mentors next to me who have put me on game, and from there I've just now started to develop the next 10 years of my life as being a student to a new class, and eventually becoming a master. And you know, I know that takes time, and I'm here to, you know, put in my hours, put in my 10,000 hours before I could even be considered something serious in this realm. So that's kind of how, you know, that's what it's turning into
now. Okay.
Yeah.
You said something important when we started, which was they usually start off as the taco guy, the tacos and
Taco
tattoos.
man, yeah.
The taco man. And you know, that's why I wanted to like dive deep into who you are outside the taco place, because we're all going to talk about the taco place. We're going to talk about that great stuff, but we want to know the man behind that business, because a lot of people don't know what it takes. Well, first of all, what drives you to do something, and then what it takes for you to do it. That's why I asked you about this DJ thing in the nightlife. So you did explain that, well, before we started, that one of the reasons why, and if y'all don't know, this is the owner of Tacos and Tattoos.
What's up with my family? But yes, sir.
One of the reasons why you started the restaurant was because you were so busy with the nightlife and doing the nightlife that you wanted to be able to continue on doing the nightlife.
So my lifestyle in 2021 was, man, let's say before that, my lifestyle around 16, 17 was staying up late, and you know, being very rock and roll, you know what I mean?
Living like a rock star.
Living on the edge for sure. You know, all those life experiences kind of molded the man I was then, and I didn't want to give that up. I liked long hair. I already had a lot of tattoos. If I shave today, tomorrow I got a beard again. So some of those, you know, some of those things really hindered what back then was considered too much for someone who wants to get hired, right? That stigma existed, but I was with it, you know? I didn't want to shave, I didn't want to cut my hair, and I wanted to continue to get tattooed. So I let all of that kind of develop my next couple years, right? Which were rephrase the question for me. My bad.
So we were talking about it's so overwhelming. We were talking about you keeping the nightlife and wanting to continue on living that nightlife, but you said I gotta get paid. I gotta get this money somewhere now.
So yeah, what I ended up doing was really taking a step back to realize how I could live this lifestyle and also maintain it. You know, because one thing is living it and not having the means to live it, and then you considered a bum. You know? So it was in the hospitality industry, and I dived deep into that. I worked late, made quick money, stayed out late, and just learned the trades of the restaurants. And I feel like I'm losing my track.
No, you're good.
You're staying on point. So you're good.
Any prior experience in the restaurant industry, or was this just you learning it and trying to kick ass on it?
I was 17 when I got my first restaurant job. Some of my homeboys put me in a car, and they told me the only way I was going to get a job is if I actually went to apply, but not just at one spot, at several. So they put a nice shirt on me, they put some slacks on me, and shout out my dog Alex and shout out Alejo, because they're the ones who did that. and we started on 88th down in Kendall.
Yeah.
157, and we hit every restaurant all the way to US 1 that was on 88th. And I dropped an application off because of my boys who took me store to store, and the first place to hire me was On the Border. That was my first job.
Oh, shit.
And so I was a fry cook there, and a dishwasher, and then a busser, and then a server. A host and server, and that's how I kind of made my loot for a little while. And I started saving money until I started mixing working with traveling. And so I would save and travel, and then come back, and then work again and travel. And I had a good relationship On the Border, so they would rehire me when I would come back. You know?
So they were actually laying you off, or you were taking leave of absence, basically.
Yeah. I was definitely gone for months at a time before I would come back, and then that eventually led me into serving tables, which is where more money came in.
Right.
And I just kind of grew out of the restaurant, and I was ready for a restaurant a little more higher tier, you know, something that had a little more elegance to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started working in Coconut Grove, and I was in Coconut Grove at Lulu's in Green Street for a little while. I worked there for...
Sounds expensive.
It's definitely... It was definitely at the time when I was working there, the place to be on Wednesday. Whiskey Wednesday was lit, and you know, and it also benefited my lifestyle because all my homies were hanging out in these areas, you know.
Oh, so you were good.
As we were going up, you know, this was the spot to hang out. I happened to work at one of the most popping spots, and so you know the network train started happening again, and people were recognizing me for being serious in this field. I was probably one of the only homies that was 18, 19 that had a serious serving position, you know, rather than most of my homies were either just starting in the game in basic entry level jobs, which, you know, shout out to them because you gotta get your, you know, you gotta get your money.
You gotta start somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I was already well seasoned, you know, I was ready to make money.
Where was the longest running restaurant job?
I think the longest restaurant or the longest place I stayed at, it's hard to answer because there's some gaps between On the Border and also Green Street Lulu because of my traveling. But I would say I think Green Street Lulu, I was there consecutive.
Still there today?
Yeah. No. Oh well, yeah. I think they're definitely still there.
Same owners?
But
no?
Yeah, same owner.
You go back to see them?
Nah. Might have ended on bad terms.
Oh, okay. Respect to you. Love you.
All love out there, you know what I mean?
All love.
But can't find me. But
let's get into tacos and tattoos. So dope vibe, dope restaurant. I don't say this because I know you now. I mean, I went there prior of even knowing you anyway. I always had a great time there, and everybody always talks about it. How did it start, and why the name?
So tacos started because I was 22, about to turn 23. I was working as a bartender at Burger and Beer Joint in Brickell, and in front of me, from getting that job to leaving that job, I witnessed one of the chefs that was one of the original founders of it sell that location like verbatim right in front of me. Over the course of a couple weeks, he had a tasting with a group that was buying into them, and he was collecting like a $750,000 check. And this process happened throughout a course of like a month and a half, and I witnessed the entire thing.
Wow. And
while that's happening, simultaneously, I had this like conversations with my family about opening up a restaurant, and we were already dabbling in the idea. This is happening at the same time, and so I took it upon myself to kind of do the research and feed the research to my OGs. And my OGs were at a point in their lives where, you know, their kids are getting a little more grown. My little brother was close to graduating high school, so they were already on that moment in their lives where, you know, do we stay in Miami? Do we expand ourselves? You know, and we had conversations within about them moving or them staying and investing into this idea that we were coming up with. And you might hear me saying me a lot, but in reality it was a collective and an effort between the family to make this happen.
Dope.
It's always been a team, you know. I think I've taken it upon myself to be the face because of the way the restaurant unfolded and everybody's time that was applied, you know, when we were there. And to tell you the truth, my OGs had full-time jobs and my brothers were in school, and literally everybody had their own life. I was the only one that was basically surrendering my life to making this something that would be worth all of our time and essentially our investment, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. So I did a lot of research, right? I answered questions that we all had, which were, where are we going to do it? How are we going to do it? What's going on? But the entire time I had the focus of like, I know there's a bag to collect at the end. I know that this is something that I can do. It fits my lifestyle. Like I said, like I want to be, I want to be me while I do this, you know, and I want to put in front of everyone what I see is the best version of my restaurant I can put out, which had a love for music, art, aesthetics, eclecticness, and environment, and atmosphere, and food, and beer,
everything,
and all the above, right? And
what we call a whole vibe.
What we call tacos and tattoos.
Yes,
and that's what that relates to. The name comes from, the name it has two origins, right? It has how it actually came about and what it became. And how it came about was, while we were answering these questions on how we're going to open up tacos, we considered opening up a food truck to start, right? To test waters. And as we debated budgets, and we also got no's and no's and no's from the city, right? Because there's a lot of politics. You know, there's politics, procedures, and requirements that one has to have, including the lot and where you're going to be. So while we learned what it took to open up a food truck and the capital it would take, you know, I just kind of looked at it like, damn, not just me, but the family, we all got together and we thought about, if we're going to invest $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 into this concept, why don't we just go ahead and run with a brick and mortar? Right. And this is 2014, towards the end. This is like March, April. So we realized that leasing a location, first and last month plus deposit and whatnot, was only going to be in about $10,000, plus furnishing and inventory and, you know, miscellaneous charges to make it happen. We're going to be about another, let's say, 40, 50. So we kind of told ourselves, like, well, if we open up a food truck with the same budget, or we open up a tiny little store, we can benefit with the tiny little store by having a physical location, not having to go through the headaches of moving anything, and we could sell alcohol. Okay. I felt like immediately it was a no-brainer. So we started shopping for locations. Well, let me take it back a little bit. The food truck idea was still lingering. The idea was to put it in front of a tattoo shop. So it was supposed to be tacos and tattoos. But when we got that we still kind of had this name, like, oh shit, tacos and tattoos. And I was kind of telling my OGs, like, I don't know, man, I think this is kind of corny, you know, like,
it's catchy though.
I'm like, yeah, I was like, I don't know how I ultimately feel about it. And my dad was like, my mom, they're like, you know, stick with that shit, like,
run it.
That shit, it works, it works. Stick with it. So we stuck with it. And when we opened up the location and we named it that, it was a head turner.
And what year was this that you?
This is 2014 when we were building out. 2015, right around January 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I don't even remember the exact date. Is when we actually opened doors to the public. And before that, throughout the holidays, that 2 weeks of the holidays, we were doing soft openings and opening up, you know, here and there to kind of get our feet wet. But it was a roller coaster from that point forward. Once we decided to open up and the name happened, and that budget was never some cold hard cash we had. That budget came from a line of credit my dad had a credit card and my mom's 401k. So we were literally gambling, you know,
lives.
Their entire fucking
life, literally.
Your life,
work,
gambling your life.
So that's how that money came about to make this dream come true.
Awesome.
That's the kind of faith they had in me, and I don't know how they found the faith to be able to do this, you know, because
do they sleep better at night now knowing how successful it ran?
You know, I'm gonna say no, bro, because this hustle continues to be just as hard every single day.
As it was.
And more money, more problems, bro.
Oh yeah.
And you know, we can see the fruit grow, but that's as fast as it falls, you know. And you really gotta give that out. Like that fruit ain't ours. You know what I'm saying? That we're the tree,
right?
You know,
right?
And the roots are really, really strong. And
Oh,
that's actually our slogan for the 10-year anniversary. Like the roots are strong. You know what I'm saying? It actually goes the roots are stronger than the tree. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we're here. We're locked in. They do sleep at night.
I'm sure that
we
first
lose a lot
year.
of
I'm
sleep.
sure that first year they were losing a lot of sleep.
I think that to better say it to what I guess the point that you're maybe trying to reach is that, and also connecting it to what you said is like you may sleep better at night, but now that you see the fruit of the labor and everything else and the roots, you consider more now the lack of sleep because now you see the investment, what it has done for you and what else it can do for you in the long run. Everything else afterwards, after you see all the results that you've given,
right?
You're like, this is the thing. This is amazing. Look what we've done. What happens if we put more work into it and we do more?
And we're close to a decade, so let's put some hands together for that. I know we're not at the 10th year yet, but just being that close to that stretch, I mean, it's amazing, dude. It's amazing.
I mean, if you think about it, we are at the 10 years, and I'll tell you why. I quit my job at Burger and Beer Joint in May of 2014.
Oh wow!
So if we're in August, it's been 10 years for me since I devoted my life to providing this fucking.
It's been 10 years since he worked for the fucking man. How about that?
For the man.
How about that? Scared the fucking cat so bad. That's so dope because that is one of my dreams. I do have a lot of dreams, but one of my dreams are to literally not work for nobody. Like work for myself. Because you gotta work no matter. I don't care what nobody says, unless you're living in a desolate area and you still gotta work to eat. You still gotta go out there and get your food.
You do.
But just for working for a system is like that's such a dream. So I mean, it's empowering and it's so just. I look up to you for that. I look up to you for that.
Thank you.
I
appreciate it.
That people that are in a what we call like I guess a dream where we're always trying to get our passions and our hobbies going. When we see people like you, you give us hope.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Just give us hope.
I would like to add in that I quit a 9 to 5. That's for sure. Even though I was working late night hours, right? But I quit that 40 hours a week job to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hell yeah.
So this shit don't end.
It don't stop. It don't stop.
And you're still working 24 hours, even though it's, you're successful. You're still working on it, even though you wish you could have 25 hours in the day.
For what it's worth, I feel like I'm just getting started.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've been doing it for 10 years. Not a lot of people can say that. And I guess to get into the next thing is we see businesses. I mean, and we're not talking about McDonald's. And even though McDonald's and Wendy's, you see them open and close and franchises. But we see a lot of locally owned businesses that open, then close. And then how hard was it with COVID for you?
Ooh. Wow. COVID was a nightmare. Altogether, not gonna lie, being a small business owner along with my family, when we saw our restaurant at its peak, and then right in its peak, we received probably, if not the biggest jab we've ever received, several jabs, right? Everyone in the entire world received these jabs, and the way we took it was rough, right? We went at that point from over 80 staff members down to maybe 15, 16, and then maybe a couple weeks into that, maybe even 10 and 12, and it was rough. There was things that we adjusted along the way, and I'm not talking about state regulations and whatnot, obviously everything we had to be in compliance and whatnot, but
within itself.
More so, we saw analytics grow, like our takeout
Oh, okay.
Automatically, you know, our takeout went up 30%, even though our dine-in was down 100 at times when there was no dine-in, or you know, 90s, 80s, and 70s until it got back. But one thing that it demonstrated to us was that we are pandemic proof, and that is a clause on my contract. If you want to buy in at any point,
there you go.
That you can throw us any other pandemic, and we'll still be here to survive. Yes, sir.
And I was gonna say that because that my thing is perfectly you said that is we're pandemic proof because in your business, I believe that surviving the pandemic is something like to go on your.
It's a stamp.
It's like it needs an award that needs to go on the restaurant to say we survived the pandemic. Yeah. We are unfuckwittable.
And when you get into more technical way of thinking about it, we formed a contingency plan for the future if this were to happen again, which is something that I think is just as valuable for growth and for demonstration of how we would handle a situation like this again, to be able to survive and also not dip as low as we had at that point. Exactly. And ways to go about with the staff and with, you know, procedures and products and whatnot.
Salute to you and your family, bro, because but it's just amazing how you have you're so optimistic about it, and not one time did you say, which a lot of people say is, we almost didn't make it, or that shit almost closed down and almost quit. Like in the opposite, you and your family said, nah, we gonna figure this out. Oh, look, restaurant ain't getting this many people, but we got this percentage going up. So just to hear you you say that is like, I feel like y'all, I know that at home you were probably stressing, but in your heart you felt like this ain't gonna stop us.
Nope. I always saw that light at the end. Always. I kept my head up, and you know, there was a moment where, like I said, we had gone down in staff so much that my wife and I were the ones in the front, and my brother and my dog were the one in the back, and we ran it like that for days and weeks. Excuse me. Just to keep the dream, and you know, and make sure that again, that initial investment we made back in 2014 would not go for granted. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And it was amazing. The response from the community was what I owe this entire quote unquote success to. You know, because again, like I said, I feel like I'm just getting started, and I am forever humble and grateful, and it's been a surreal adventure.
That you are, because I gotta say, every time I've gone there, because I know you through Doshers. Shout out to Doshers, that's my brother.
Shout out Doshers.
But you're the type, like you said before we started the show, you're the type to go shake hands, kiss babies, take pictures. Like, no, for real, he goes out there and he just, like, you know, it's, you know how many restaurant owners don't even know what the fuck is going on in their restaurant versus he's there. Being present, you know, and letting people know. I mean, hell, look, he's sitting here right now having a podcast with us, you know, like, that is just, it shows your business, it shows you as a character, your family, as you said, being such a strong bond and being, I don't know, what do you do wrong? I feel like that.
Where do you fuck up?
Yeah, where do you fuck up? Like, yeah, for real. Like I don't feel like you're that fucking amazing.
I got terrible grammar.
Well, you did say you dropped out in 10th grade, bro.
Yeah, I did drop out in 10th grade.
Remember we were talking about that. Shout out to AI. Stop
one thing,
sorry, the cat.
Nah, no worries. I not fuck up. Players fuck up. You know what it is.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I think I try and keep my head on, you know, correctly.
Right.
And, you know, catch me a couple beers deep, right? I might say some silly shit, you know, but...
Shout out to Tito's.
Yeah, for real.
Whiskey. What is the hardest part about, or what is the hardest part of running a business, in your opinion?
One of the hardest parts of running a business, it's a pretty broad one, right? Because to summarize it, I think one of the hardest parts of running a business is maintaining those relationships with your family and your staff. And when I relate to my family right now, I really mean the staff. Is maintaining those staff relationships kosher, and what I want to say is streamline. Maintaining those relationships at peaceful.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the hardest ones.
Big family. I mean, keeping a family together is pretty hard.
Well, that's why I say, family fights.
Yeah.
And, sometimes we come across situations that the decision is, wow, there could be, your own actual family who's, not performing up to par. And then, having to reprimand that person without them feeling entitled, well, that can definitely hinder a relationship that eventually you guys may not talk for a while.
Right.
But I can definitely say with confidence that those moments have happened to me several times, and with the exception of one or two, I've been able to rekindle all relationships that have anywhere been hindered or we've had some static, because of the fact that I think both parties were able to realize that at the moment it was business.
Right.
Not
And
personal.
may I have made the wrong decision, or that person may have made that wrong decision. I guess we'll never know, right?
Right.
But, I think we mutually understand that there was a moment where it was just a disagreement and we couldn't level then.
Right.
But to go back and think about it, we end up actually working together again.
There you go.
So.
Hell yeah. Listen, my brother used to work for me. I fired my own brother, so
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. I didn't own my own business, but
Yeah, I get it.
I gave him a couple yo, you gotta tighten up. Yo, you gotta tighten. Hey, bro, you
it.
can't work here no more.
No, as it happens to how he said it, after stepping back and then having that commotion or whatever happened and that disconnect happens at times that you either don't get that connection back or that connection grows at the time, and after realizing that either I myself made a mistake or the person on the other side made a mistake, and they recognize, they grow, and then you come back to connect with your head down and be like, hey, let's connect again,
Right.
let's do something better.
Right.
It has happened to me, and I can see that obviously it can how it can happen in the business industry like that.
So I want to congratulate my brother Matic. He's got his own podcast. So he's starting his new podcast. I got 3 more questions for you, and I'm gonna let him think about some questions he's gonna ask you. I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Yeah.
So I got 3 more questions. I got a whole shit ton of questions, but I don't want to take the spotlight from him. I want to give him on-the-job training right now. But my first of last of 3 is craziest restaurant story. Give me one.
Dang.
You know the vibes is Litty Willie from Litty Productions. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting us, sharing, liking, commenting, doing all that good stuff. Just to let y'all know, we got Instagram live videos, we got YouTube videos, we got all kinds of different productions. That's why we call ourselves Litty Productions. Make sure y'all hit me up if y'all looking for something at Litty Willie _, Litty Show Productions on Instagram, all that good stuff. Just make sure you hit me up. We out.
It's the Litty Show, the Litty Show.
You know the fucking vibes, man.
We've been through some shit.
To say the least.
Do you want from tacos?
Tacos, yes.
Tacos related? Tacos. TNT. Craziest. One of the craziest. We had we did the official after party for Lowrider after the Lowrider show over there at the Fair Expo.
Mm-hmm.
So after the show ends at 5 o'clock, around 5:36, at our parking lot at Tacos, we start getting in all these cars, and they're all lowrider cars. Everyone's coming from the show, so we're talking about the entire parking lot from Tacos all the way to the Walgreens, all the way to the fucking Chase is full of $1 million cars. These are builds that
Right.
200,000, 300,000. You know what I'm saying? So there's lowriders and there's epic cars everywhere.
You couldn't afford the insurance policy there. Put it like that.
Shit was wild, So it's a great turnout. Everything's happening as it should. I'm gonna keep club names off. You know what I mean?
Fine,
Keep the legit. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fine.
Keep it kosher around here. But
PG-13.
shout out to my boys. The club I was running with at the time. We were all there. We were having a good time. We got cars too. At the time, I had a Cadillac 64. I had won an award too for
shit.
Best Patina. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So, it was a good time. and another club shows up. This club happens to be predominantly ran by police officers.
Nah.
So they got dope lowriders too. They got amazing fucking cars. You know what I'm saying? And they weren't even on some stigma shit. They were there getting fit. Everybody's having a good time. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, there was no issues. And so some of the homies from my club, or actually one of the homies from my club, he happens to be walking by, and he's walking by the police officers club, and they recognize him, and they know that he has a car that hops. They call them hoppers. So they tell him, hey, like, yo, like, your shit won't hop, you know, like, let's do a hopping thing right now, you know, and your shit won't hop, and they get into a little, like, discussion and shit, and that discussion turns into a brawl immediately.
Oh my God.
And, you know, when I'm
With
thinking
cops.
about it, when I'm thinking about it from the sidelines, I'm like, yo, aren't these all feds, bro?
Cops.
Like,
Yeah, they're cops.
and everybody's, and, you know, they go at it, and, long story short is they go at it. Those homies end up leaving, and everybody goes right back to partying. And I go, you know, grab my beers, stand over there in front of tacos again, and think about this surreal ass moment that a bunch of cops just got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Got in their car and drove away. You know, who knows?
Did they keep it G, or did they send the real cops to come in, or did they keep it G and
They
left?
kept the G, and we actually had
Shout out to them.
we had police officers on site who they were at a distance, and you know.
But shout out to them. Shout out to them because
Yeah,
they could have been sour
petty.
pussies and petty and call the real cops.
Yeah, exactly.
So I give them that respect. I give them
that was a pretty wild day at tacos. You know, and typically we don't have fights. And we have shit like that.
yeah.
But it was the circumstance of how it happened, and you know who was involved, and that was pretty wild.
Pressure and special events.
Yeah.
Normally we're not like this.
Yeah.
Pressure and special events.
Yeah. Facts.
Tacos and tattoos does not condone violence.
We do not. We do not.
Two more. I'm gonna give an honorable mention, but two more. Number one, selling food in the restaurant.
Tacos.
Any specific taco, like
our jerk chicken taco has always been our staple, always been our number one seller. It's like that go-to dish that we've had since day one, and that for sure right there would be the one I would idolize.
Okay. Biggest celebrity you ever had in the restaurant?
Ooh, we've had definitely a fair share amount of celebrities. I'm gonna give you my biggest starstruck, and then
I like that one. Give me that one. I like that one.
Biggest starstruck celebrity for me that hit home. Shout out Joely Randy, but technically Randy, you came out, and that was super dope. We actually partied 2-3 days before that, out and about through other homeboys.
Yeah.
One of my homeboys, an artist, he put us down. We had a good ass time, so that's where we met. Found out about the restaurant. I happened to be working that night, and he shows up, and it was genuine. It was dope, and I felt most starstruck. Not being biased because I'm Puerto Rican, but really because I remember being in middle school, perreando to Randy, you know, and when he comes through, after we had already hung out, it felt genuine. It felt like, you know, he came with the purpose of supporting, and he did. And since then, you know, seen him out and about, he knows what's up. It's all love now, and I can consider him, you know, someone I've met and been able to share with. You know, and even I'm not gonna tell you we're best friends because we're not.
Cool people though. Cool people.
But real recognized real, right? And
Hell
that was a dope moment. That was a full circle moment for me for sure.
Have we had Pitbull or EFN yet?
Yeah, EFN been a couple times. Shout out EFN. He's rad. He shows me hella love. Pitbull, I'm waiting for you. You the man. You know what I'm saying?
305, come on. We gotta get you in.
But we got a lot of support from him too.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? I know he has close relatives that come by too. Shout out Yuli. Yuli always showed me a lot of love too.
Oh yeah.
Miami local legends have been through there like crazy. People that have ate at tacos, dining in and just leaving too. People like Javante Davis, fucking Cheetah's in there.
Litty Willie,
Litty Willie. You know what I'm saying?
You know how to fucking do my little thing in there.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna close it out and then I'm gonna pass it to Matic. You do this amateur DJ night every Saturday or something like that? Are you doing some amateur DJ or what are you doing there?
we open up tacos for all sorts of talent, right?
Okay.
So I've had DJs that are just starting off, like DJs that are really well seasoned in the game.
Okay.
So I've been blessed to provide a venue to be taken that serious,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah,
From the
yeah.
person who wants to play there to the person we want them to play there,
Hell
you know?
yeah. Hell yeah.
Shout out all my dogs from All But Six, the label. Last year, the day before Thanksgiving, they did a pop-up event, and Puya sells out arenas with my dog Fat Nick, with my dog Kill Switch, with my dog Lou, with my dog Gutter, with my dog, all Southside Strip, all of them, they all show me hella fucking love. And we gotta shout them out because they put on a crazy, crazy show. Shout out Ramirez, pulled up to that
Real
too.
deed.
You know what I'm saying? So all of them put on a fantastic fucking show. So, you know, we've been able to use our venue to its best fucking ability, you know what I mean?
Dope. I'm gonna throw it over to Matic. Matic, give us some questions real quick.
Bro, I was about to touch my phone, but I don't want to keep on touching my phone, and I don't know. Me personally, I feel like it's disrespectful.
You're good, bro.
But well, first off, one question that I wanted to ask, well, before I even ask questions, connecting it to the first thing that he was saying before we even got into this rant, was that me personally, I've only met you twice already, three times counting this one, apart from the one that went to your restaurant. Then the second time I went to you, give you the hat, I believe, and then the third one was this one. I can say truly, I've hanged out with a lot of Puerto Ricans. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to everybody that I met.
If I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I don't know, for some reason in my life, I've always been fucking driven to Puerto Ricans. If I wasn't born Venezuelan, I would have been probably Puerto Rican. I could have sworn that. I can say truly, honorably, and not gaslighting anything to you or to anything, but I can say that you are a true person. Real recognizes real. As I told Willie many times, that I'm a person that I can really, from the first impression, obviously I can see a person from what they truly are, and I get that, I guess, that sixth sense of, like, maybe I shouldn't be hanging out with this person, maybe I shouldn't be around this person, you know, I got a bad feeling about this, but from the first time I met you, man, I really felt that, I don't want to call it connection, but I felt that humbleness came through as an aura or whatever you may want to call it. I don't fucking know.
We can call it a connection. That's fine.
Yeah, for real. No, I'm serious, man, because I feel like, you know, I wouldn't have told you, yo, come through, and I wouldn't have told you that without expecting, or not even expecting, because that, assuming, but I would have told you, yo, come through, without knowing within myself that you'd be cool enough to be like, yo, I'll pass by. Don't worry about it. You get me? Like, those type of things. Because I've also met those type of people, and I can only imagine you have too, and also Willie, that, you know, you get that, and then they kind of show the other face type of thing.
Okay.
So I wanted to start off from that, and I appreciate you, not only as a person that you are, but as a human being. One thing that I wanted to ask, because of regarding the lifestyle back then, as it grew into becoming what you are right now, the tattoos, where did that come from in your early age, or where was the first thing that gave you that love for the tattoos?
Tattoos definitely started with my love for art in general.
Okay.
But I could probably take it back. I remember seeing my dad growing up, right, constantly without a shirt, right, and he had a tattoo of a Puerto Rican flag and El Morro on his
typical
right here.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, on his shoulder. He had got it in the Marines.
Yeah.
So I knew that story. Or right around the Marines.
Shout out
It
to
was
Pops,
right
too.
there, yeah,
You know
shout
he's
out
a
to
real
Ozzy.
one if he got that tattoo.
Oh yeah. And man, I remember seeing that. My uncle had a Metallica tattoo.
Holy shit.
And there was this moment in the 90s where I remember it was a very taboo-ish thing, but I found a love for it right away. I thought it looked dope on the skin. I thought being rebellious was my shit. Music kind of definitely, the music videos and MTV were definitely helping me, you know, carry that. You know what I'm saying?
Influence.
Yeah. All of that definitely had what started my love for it. Now, I've always been very artistic. I love graph. I love drawing.
You draw? Yeah.
I doodle for sure.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I definitely doodle. I've done my fair share of pieces that, you know, they're not public worthy. They're just moments to decompress and definitely express one of my creative talents that I like to believe in through paper, you know, and pen and paper.
To what I'm saying, any of your tattoos, have you drawn themselves yourself?
Yes, yeah, I do have tattoos that I've drawn myself. But that love for tattoo kind of developed early, which was going against the grain, what it looked like on my skin, and I knew from young that I wanted to get tattooed. I knew from young too that it would normalize. When I really wanted to get tattooed, I think my first tattoo was 15. I was 15.
What is it?
El coqui that I have on the back of my neck. If you don't know what a
Puerto
coqui
Rican
is,
as fuck.
Yeah. Fucking get it.
Yo, your family runs off of true Puerto Rican stamps. I love it.
Puertorriqueño de corazón, and el coqui was the first one that I got. And my dad took me. And what's funny is,
no shit, your dad took you. You told him I want to
dad
get a coqui. He's like,
damn.
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah, well, it kind of worked like this. He was like, oh, you want to get your first tattoo? And I was like, dude, yeah, like, what do I need to do? He's like, bring home A's, you know? He didn't believe it. And I was like, all right, I went out freshman year and I fucking got.
You gotta remember, this is hard for him because he dropped out at 10th grade.
I did.
So this was.
It wasn't that my grades were bad. It was just I was on the rebellious stage. You know?
Yeah. Same thing with me.
But I brought home those A's. He took me to get that tattoo. I got that first tattoo. I quickly from there declined in my school career and just my best friend was tattooing at the time. We were kids. I was maybe 16 now, and him and me just started getting tattooed.
Dope as fuck.
Shit.
Have you ever done your own tattoos?
I have tattooed myself a couple times. Back then I had him tattoo me predominantly. He was an apprentice, so most of the tattoos I have right now, with the exception of my neck and my torso, were done around 17, 18, 19.
Oh, shit.
So by the time I was 20, I had these sleeves. I actually had a full left sleeve. I had my leg done. I had some of my torso done. In my 20s, I got my right sleeve done, little by little.
That Beetlejuice was crazy.
Thank you.
That Beetlejuice was crazy.
Movie's coming out soon as number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool. Fuck yeah.
It was young.
Yeah.
I'm taking your shine.
Go.
Most painful tattoo.
Most painful tattoo.
There has to be
foot.
one. Oh.
My foot.
Yeah.
Your foot will get you and make you itch.
You have any on your neck? Yeah, you do, right? I see.
My back of my neck?
Your neck, yeah. Towards your spine?
Oh, nah, my back is pretty much clear outside of the coqui.
I was gonna say because I have a line in my back.
Oh yeah, you got some crazy shit
that
there.
Shit.
Yeah, my back was bad.
I got a good amount of my head done, like the back of my head
really?
and the side of my head.
That hurt?
You have one here?
They're spicy, yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
So you shaved your head just for the tattoo?
I did shave my head for one of these sides, yeah, and then some of the back, yeah.
I don't know why, but I don't know. I feel like it looks good. I will be down to do that.
No, same. I want to because it's my job. But fuck, I still work for somebody still.
Yeah.
But I really want one like in the back of my head, and I want one in my palm.
Okay.
I want to put the world. So say I have the world in the palm of my hand.
Yeah,
okay.
dope.
Just
dope,
the word,
dope.
the world.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, a lot of these too were drawn on the spot with Sharpie and done right there.
Oh, nice.
I really only been tattooed by maybe like 10 people, so it was always never something really planned.
Fuck it,
if I told you I spent maybe $1,000 on my body, that's probably like what I'm capping it, because I was getting, again, tattooed young. A lot of it was apprentice work.
All your life.
I wanted to be tattooed. My homies wanted to tattoo.
You were like,
win-win. Win-win.
And as of lately, it's been a couple years since I've gotten a new tattoo. They hurt.
What was your last one?
My last one
got so many
was my thighs. I got my thighs and my knee tattoo.
I did my own. I did these myself.
Nice. Yes.
That's my kid's name. I was fucked up and my boy was tattooing me my back.
Fuck it.
And I was depressed and I was mad and I'm like, bro, the only thing that makes me happy now is my kids. And I just put their names.
It's awesome.
And my daughter got pissed. She's like, why do I have to mean face? I said, because you're fucking mean. That's
I got my kid's name. My son's 7 months. I haven't tattooed his name on me, but my oldest son, I've got his name a bunch of times. I got a full picture of him that I'm gonna show it, right? We show it to the camera.
Go ahead, show the camera.
Oh,
Louis
shit.
Right, that's actually, I drew that shit.
You drew that shit?
Yeah.
See?
That's nice, bro.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah. That's
Holy
dope.
shit.
That's dope. That's dope. Oh, biggest fuck it tattoo. Like,
Oh, right
fuck
here.
It. Oh, it literally. This is my biggest fuck it.
Yeah, I like that. The fucking
So I
turkey
tell
dick.
no, it's the conversation starter.
The cock.
Is it a chicken dick or a dick chicken? What would you call it?
It's like a cock, hen cock.
Maddox like,
I'll
he's
call it chicken
getting-
dick. I call it chicken dick.
Chicken dick?
No,
Chicken dick.
the reason why I ask about the drawings because the ones that I don't have as many as you. I do aspire to have as many as you because I'm also growing up. My dad. Well, I guess to give a little bit of insight, my dad grew up into this macho man era, right, with military kind of background from other family in the line. That tattoos were kind of like viewed from people that went to prison type of thing. To this day, he tells me that tattoos are for prison.
Stigma,
People
yeah,
that go to prison.
negative stigma.
Yeah, that you do it in prison and stuff like that. So, coming back to that, when I told my dad I wanted to do my first tattoo, I think I didn't even tell them. I just went in, they saw it. I drew this. All the tattoos that I have so far, I have this one. This is one. This is another one. I have one on my chest for my mom's name, and then I have 5 in the back as a line. All
You
those,
drew all of them.
yeah. So far, I like that's something that I wanted to do because my love for the first passion that I had, my first love was drawing,
Yeah, right.
tattoos.
Yeah.
That's something that I had because I've viewed tattoos and I was like, man, like I like drawing. Let me go ahead and do that, and maybe one day I could be a tattoo artist. But growing up in that, obviously in Venezuela, my dad viewed that as a hobby rather than as a job.
Right.
So he viewed like I'm wasting my time type of thing. That sadly made me detach myself from it and kind of be in the limbo of like what's my passion, and then moving to the States, I found kind of detaching myself from drawing. I found music as I learned English and the language and everything else.
Fucking Eminem.
So yeah, I know Eminem was the peak of how I learned English
Right.
to this day. But I nevertheless I do like drawing. Like for example, this I drew it because I just wanted to mark Venezuela. It's a compass. Like I'll have it on my right arm. Like all these moons that are here, it's my family, and I'm here in the center. There's I'm a Leo. My neck I have the meaning of crisis and opportunity. As Japanese describe it as 2 words. Crisis is described with crisis, but also the opportunity. You can't describe it with only 1 word. I have heart, soul, and spirit in the back, and then I have my mom's name on the chest. I had a dream of my mom dying. I woke up crying, thinking that she was actually dead. And then that day I went downstairs and I saw my mom, and I was crying because I really thought she was dead. So that same day I went ahead, I drew it on like a piece of paper. I was like, all right, let me draw this, and I went ahead and did it. Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, I've always been I guess a person intuitive with my dreams and shit, but whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the reason what I was asking. I guess the other question that I wanted to ask you was, if you were talking to a person that may have the same aspirations as you, or similar, what would you tell them?
If I was to speak to somebody who wanted to pursue in the hospitality career, I would tell them that it's a lot more feasible than one assumes. That's number one. The challenges that have to do with the county and the city are all obstacles that can be resolved. They're not something to be afraid of. It's just something that you have to ask the right questions, and I'll end it with that. To do what it takes to open up something in the hospitality realm, and this can also be applied to pretty much anything, is ask questions and reach out, because you're gonna get no's and you're gonna get walls put up in front of you, but every time one of those walls come up, you'll just ask that question in a different way and again, and you're gonna get the response that you need, as long as you're determined enough to find that, you know. So that outlet for damn, I don't know how to make this next move, but I want to, is it's only a blockade if you let it become that, you know what I mean. Ask those questions, figure out who's involved in that community which you want to be involved in, and just pull that trigger. I know plenty of people around me who they're in a position in their lives where they're ready to do something that is beyond them. It's no more about me and what I've saved and done. Now it's become this investment requires other people involved. That's the risk. And you know, you have to risk a little to gain. So it's scary. Not everything works. People do lose. Yeah. But I guess truly, if you have it in you to do it, you can't half-ass it. You gotta go in all the way. You gotta show face, and bro, crank it up to 100. Yeah, I wanna drop a fun fact because I think it's well deserved.
Go ahead.
I'm Puerto Rican, right? You're Venezuelan. A fun fact, and you can fact check me if you want, but Venezuelans and Puerto Ricans actually have the most similar like street dialect from all cultures.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
That's why you connect. That's why you connect.
Yeah. So you guys say nene.
Yeah.
Yeah. No other Latin country really refers to nene besides Puerto Ricans, like the way we do. Now Dominicans have very similar language to Puerto Ricans, but when I say specifics into, you know, dialect and terminology and lingos and stuff, Venezuelans carry the most similar to Puerto Ricans.
See, that's why you feel so comfortable.
That's why, bro,
you don't know, but that's why.
There was a time that I was working at a shop.
He questioned his own nationality.
Yeah,
am I Puerto Rican?
Yeah, bro, trust me.
Am I Venezuelan?
Mom lied.
So I've gone through this all the time, being like, yeah, I'm a fucking old. Yeah. There was a moment in time where I was working at a shop, and my manager was Puerto Rican. 7 to 8 techs were Puerto Rican. But I went a week from talking kind of like the dialect of the Cuban dialect, because you have to grow into.
Oh, we're from Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
You have
to. Exactly. But I went into literally speaking like pure Puerto Rican. I was like a Puerto Rican. Even to the point that when I went to Puerto Rico the first time, we didn't rent a car. We were just using Uber. They would ask my girl like, "Oh, where are you from? You visiting?" "Oh, I'm from Colombia." My girl's from Colombia, and they would just look at me like. And they wouldn't ask.
Because they thought you were all for it.
They wouldn't ask. They would just stare at me like, "What's up? Oh, what's up? Cool." And then after 4 Ubers just looking at me, because I was like, why didn't they ask me? I'm not from here. Like, oh, what, you were born here? What part are you? Like, not from Venezuela. I was like, oh, I'm Puerto Rican. Shit. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I guess that's why, like, you know, walking in the street, they would look at my girlfriend, they wouldn't look at me. You know, things like that. That a lot of people, when they, I guess, that I was told, like, oh, like, don't go to Puerto Rico. When you walk around, be careful. I'm like, I feel like I'm home. You get me? I feel like I'm back home. Yeah, I can walk in the street. Everybody look at me. Everybody says hi. Everybody's like cordial and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like maybe that's another thing too, as far as the connection goes. But and what part you say you were from? I mean, well, your family.
My dad's from Bayamon. My dad's side of the family is Bayamon. My mom's side of the family is from Carolina. Yes. I predominantly spent my time in Carolina, in Cataño, and Bayamon, Levittown. You know, that's like the kind of areas I was in when I was in Puerto Rico.
Nice.
I was raised in the capital of Puerto Rico, which is the Bronx. I don't speak Spanish, but I learned. Unfortunately, I learned about my heritage, and I learned how to be a proud Puerto Rican at a young age by Big Pun.
Yeah,
Big Pun was a very proud Puerto Rican. He fought for American Puerto Ricans, like, because back in the days, for whatever reason, I don't know why, the African Americans used to call Puerto Ricans Germans, and I don't know. You got to go do your homework on it. But long story short, Pun was like that one guy that's like, no, we from the streets. We're not these soft Hispanic people that y'all gonna pick on and nothing like that. And then Pun also taught me like the swag of a Puerto Rican, the pride of a Puerto Rican, because Puerto Ricans, you know, I think the most beautiful thing about a Puerto Rican is the pride. Puerto Ricans have so much pride, and that's when I learned I was a real Puerto Rican, because I used to put myself down like, you don't speak Spanish, you're not a real Puerto Rican, blah, blah, blah. And then when I found that out, I'm like, yeah. And then I could drink like a Puerto Rican, so yeah, I'm a real Puerto Rican.
If you have it within you,
For what it's worth, bro, I hate to interrupt, but
Nah, you good.
I'm Puerto Rican in Dade County, and I'm Puerto Rican in the rest of the world. But once I get to Puerto Rico, I'm not Puerto Rican no more.
Oh, I went to Puerto Rico and
Yeah,
they told me get the fuck out the island,
They
bro. In
remind
Spanish.
They remind me, and you know, I'm accepted, and I move around that island like I love it, and I love, you know, and I do it. My family's there, and I've been there countless times. But I remember right away, I was raised out here, born out here, and they'll remind me. You know, I'm almost a half-breed, even though I got 2 full-blown Puerto Rican parents with ancestors down to the Taínos. We did the ancestors.com.
You know, all the way straight Puerto
all the
Rican.
way, but you know, it's
I was
all
walking
good, you know
in
how
the
it is.
street with a Yankee hat on and a Yankee jersey, and they told me in Spanish, "Take your ass back to New York, fake ass Puerto Rican!" Like screaming out the car. I was like, "I don't speak Spanish." Okay, cool.
But I felt really good going there and just I don't know, man. I feel like because I haven't been in back in my country for like already 10 years, and I felt really good just being, I guess, far from where I've been already. First time, I guess, being away from the States, but being in somewhere where like felt like home. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Just
no,
walking in the
100%,
street. I don't know. I felt like
Facts,
crazy.
100%.
Like I remember I was walking close to first day I got there. I was Old San Juan. I was walking, just going, just having a drink here, having a drink there. I was like, man, we're having the best time of my life right now. I called my mom, like, yo, I'm showing her everything. I'm no, I'm here, whatever. Right next to her, there was a lady that she was from Puerto Rico. She was like, oh, don't go close to La Perla. And bro, I was right next to her. But man, I feel like she was telling me like with urgency, like don't be close after 6 or whatever. I'm like, I understand. Obviously, you know, you should be whatever, careful or whatever. But man, I felt like they told me don't walk at night because it's dangerous. I was like, man, I was walking.
I kill all those stigmas for you right now.
Yeah, man.
Everybody can go down La Perla. Please, you go to Puerto Rico, you're welcome to take the stairs down. Do not pull out your phone.
Respect.
There's actually signs. There's signs all over the place. Don't pull out your phone. If you don't pull out your phone,
you're fine.
You can go all the way.
So you've been
there. Oh yeah, several times.
In a nutshell, why people have that stigma on there?
You know, I think that's one of those things you guys are gonna have to find out for yourself. You're gonna have to take that walk, right? Because as someone who's been down to La Perla, it's kind of one of those things that you don't talk about La Perla.
Okay.
You know, you just go. You can go.
I guess being from the Bronx, when somebody tells me don't go on 3rd Ave, or don't, I'm gonna respect it because I'm not from there. Now, if somebody from there says, "Yo, we're gonna go or ride out," like Liberty City or whatever it is, like somebody from Porter Beach Projects.
Bro,
you see, but it's not the same because we're not gonna go walk pork and beans.
Right.
You know, it's respect. You know what I'm saying? If we're invited, I'll probably take a little spin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
But it's not something we're gonna go walk. La Perla though has something to offer.
Okay.
La Perla down there is just as beautiful as the rest of the island, and it's a community that's well maintained. You know, and I'm not talking about, you know, you're gonna walk down there, you're gonna find the Michelin star restaurant with a 5-star hotel.
Right.
I'm talking about you're gonna walk down there and you're gonna see a community that's well kept, that they live together as a unity, as a union. They maintain it well, and they ask you not to pull out the phone.
There you go. With respect.
I feel like that only, instead of being taken as a bad thing, it should be taken as a good thing, because right now I believe that by not taking your phone, you can just absorb everything that's
enjoy
around.
It, right?
Enjoy it.
Yeah. I think it also is a reality check for you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Right? And I guess, you know, the intimidation fact and the infamous part about it has been broadcasted for things that have happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the history on how it's come about. But when you really think about it, you're in the capital of Puerto Rico, and there's this one staircase or two that lead you into this neighborhood that's probably only the size of a football field, adjacent to the capital of the entire island.
Right.
So not only are you standing in the biggest metropolitan area of the entire island, you're steps away from an entire neighborhood that's painted beautifully. It's got historic buildings. It's got historic residents. And again, the motive there is do not pull out your phone.
That's it.
That's it.
If you can't respect that, you know what?
Don't
come
phone.
in. Don't come in. Get the fuck out.
But it's something pretty much anyone can experience as long as you right? Ride with the community.
Respect.
You know what I mean? And you know, it's like coming to any of your houses. And if you invite me to your house,
There you go.
I should be able to use the bathroom
Right.
without asking.
Hey.
Take notes.
No, but he's telling me because the first time I came, well, I mean, a few times afterwards, I'm a person, I'm very respectful. Like, I hate when people come in and they don't say excuse me. For example, for me, when I come into an elevator or anything, good morning, good afternoon, even if they don't say it back to me. I'm like, can I use your bathroom, please? You know, like, I always ask, even though I know I'm gonna get a yes because of the conversation, the connection or whatever, but I still ask because I don't know. I guess I was brought up like that.
You did well.
But I kept on asking a few times, like, yo, bathroom. The first time I came, I stayed outside, like, the stairs. I'm like, hey, what's up? I didn't come up. I was like, just waiting for him to let me know. Yeah, come upstairs. I don't know. I was raised like that, you know.
But now I'm your brother, and you don't do what? Ask me to use the bathroom.
Just go, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, to be completely frank, it was something that he brought up, and if it wasn't for you bringing it up, I would have immediately been like,
asked.
Where and may.
And I respect, but I want y'all to also understand that I'm that kind of man where if you coming in my house, you've already got my respect because there's a lot of people that don't make it to this spot here.
Course,
so you know,
this is home. This is sacred.
We gonna get into Matic's music. Let's go into straight rapper, musical artist, whatever you want to call it. Makes dope music. So make sure y'all following Matic. Make sure y'all go and eat at Tacos and Tattoos. Make sure if you're watching this, say I seen you, Jay. I seen your podcast. I heard the food was good. I love your story, so I'm here to fuck the food up. Great food too, bro. You know, there's a lot of places where they got good aesthetics, but the food is not good. Just like cakes. You know how cakes look amazing, but then you bite into it and it's like, what the fuck? Yeah. So to make a good cake and make it taste good is rare. To have a dope restaurant and a dope vibe and the food's good, that's rare too. And if you're watching too, make sure y'all go on Google and leave a good review on his restaurant as well, because that's fucking dope, right?
That'd be dope and that's powerful.
There you go. Matic, what we playing today? Talk to us.
I'm playing Game Over. Is this song that I was doing with Jay, the other Jay. Shout out to Jay. Hopefully we meet him soon. I was about to leave the studio and they heard the beat and they told me you gotta go back. And they're the reasons why I was dead yesterday because I only slept 4 hours. So yeah. Before I even get to that, because I got reminded of a question that I had, or I thought that I just lost right now. Just lost my train of thought. Yeah.
So play music and try to think about it again.
Yeah.
See why I write my question.
Yeah, you're right.
I hope you're ready for this.
You're recording too.
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
Going all in cause I'm risking everything. I'm living the moment, not composing classics but masterpieces, taking full dominion of the world that I'm living. Currently know about struggles, trials and tribulations, been in the rubble. Never been to the Olympics, but I'm bringing honors and medals for the family. We've been starving, now we gotta go feast. You don't know how many times death got my number and gave me a ring. I got arrows in my back, shot by people close to me. Don't you worry cause I got me a list. Lying to me be the deadliest of sins. I'm the hero that's sitting need of me to be. I'm the final boss and you can never be me. The gladiator rush growing inside the stadium and getting rappers washed away. Like I'm in the cleaners, rinse and repeat, and I never do play. Be watching the tactics, I'm coaching the game. I came from another continent like on my
Sounding dope.
number and gave me up. Me, the gladiator rush growing inside the stadium and getting rappers washed away. Like I'm in the cleaners, rinse and repeat, and I never do play. Be watching the tactics, I'm coaching the game. I came from another continent like all my people. About to be saving the planet migration, I'm fucking invincible. Haven't even gotten close to my pinnacle. Damaging rappers, I'm leaving them critical.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Over. Game over.
Games is not why you were here.
Game over.
Bitch, I ain't over, we're living extraordinary. Me and my team, we the visionaries. Do a mission lately, we on a different pace and in another level. Ain't nobody can fuck with us, we so untouchable. Like alienness, but we still be the criminals, cause we go and kill the game. Go ahead and press play, war the game over automatically. I don't want fame, all I want is full autonomy. Over my time, working until you're retired. Your life has a meaning, your meaning has power. Go ahead, surrender yourself and experience. I'm finding my spirit, I'm flying with Pegasus, still the Olympus. Stealing the lightning, racing the finger, the middle to shoes. Smooth operator, Sade, my name is not OJ, but I got the juice. Quarterback, the glove fits in my hand and I got all the stones, and that is the truth. We just do it cause we know that you better be learning, and that is the truth. Woo!
motherfucking Matic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bro, who the fuck have you been hanging out with besides me that your shit just been on some aggressive shit lately, bro?
I don't know, man. I was telling them that I couldn't get it for some reason. I have asthma, and I suffer from that shit. And I couldn't get it. I was frustrated because it takes a lot of, like, the whole breath and shit, just to take deep breath and then in within. That's literally 2 full takes in within. So to take those deep breaths in between, for me, it's a hassle.
Shout out to Big Pun, because Big Pun did it so you could do it. And you know that was one of the Big Pun's. If you listen to his raps, when he raps, he breathes really hard.
I heard. That's something that all my friends used to pick up on. But like just listening to that, you know that's a whole take as is, because you hear the, there's no cuts off on the breath points. But
Jay, how you feeling on that? Talk to us.
That shit's is riding. Like it sounded good hip hop. It was good, bro.
Good hip hop.
Thank you.
Matic, I want to say, and I know Jay's with us, but I just want to go backwards to go forwards and say that your music has just been fucking evolving like crazy, bro. Like the aggression, the it's everything that I wanted to hear from you, because I knew that you were holding back on a lot of shit. And it sounds like I don't know, you just drank some Litty Willie juice, pause, and like you're like saying fuck everybody. When it comes to me rapping, I'm gonna fucking just go hard at this shit. And
I feel like what taking it on it is just, I don't know if it's thinking about how there's no, like how you said in the beginning before we even started the podcast, like I'm running against time.
Yeah.
So that's how my mind is right now, even though obviously lives are different, but I have it in my head that I'm running against time. Like I wish I could add another day to the fucking week.
Dude, you're rapping like your lyrics pay rent. That's how you're rapping.
That's what I need.
You know the vibes is Litty Willie from Litty Productions. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting us, sharing, liking, commenting, doing all that good stuff. Just to let y'all know, we got Instagram live videos, we got YouTube videos, we got all kinds of different productions. That's why we call ourselves Litty Productions. Make sure y'all hit me up if y'all looking for something at Litty Willie _, Litty Show Productions on Instagram, all that good stuff. Just make sure you hit me up. We out.
It's the Litty Show. The Litty Show.
You know the fucking vibes, man.
Alright, so we're gonna get straight into it. Overrated, underrated. Jay, you're here today. I usually don't do overrated, underrated at my house, but I'll do it today because you're here. You're the special guest. Thank you for coming. Overrated, underrated basically is a game that we play. It's a drinking game. I'll ask you left or right. You'll say left is overrated, right is underrated. If you say none of them or both of them, you have to take a drink.
All right.
A shot.
All right.
All right? We're taking shots of Tito's today. Vodka. So if you don't drink vodka, I'm sorry. Matic, you're jumping in on this real quick. Let's not try to go too far and ask why, if, that, the other. You just got to say overrated, underrated, or I'm taking the shot. Ready? Let's start off real quick. Oriental food or Mexican food? Which one's overrated? Which one's underrated?
Fuck. We're going one by one, right?
Yeah. Whoever wants to go first.
Matter, go ahead.
Which one's overrated? Which one's underrated? If not, you can take a shot.
I'll take a shot.
Okay.
Fuck.
Pour yourself.
I
You
can't
gotta
say-
top it off because you're driving.
I can't say Mexican food, bro. Come on, man. You know that.
I'm taking a shot.
Okay.
That's how I know I'm fucking right.
Matic filled it to the top. He's ready to go
There's
today.
just politics involved in the hospitality.
All right, next one. I'll keep it simple for you guys. DJ Khaled or DJ EFN? Which one's overrated? Which one's underrated?
Overrated Khaled.
Overrated Khaled.
Okay, underrated is EFN. Shout out to EFN.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar or Drake
Kendrick,
is what?
underrated.
Okay.
Kendrick underrated.
Matic?
Overrated Drake.
Overrated Drake.
Okay. DJ Laz or Uncle Al? Which one's overrated? Which one's underrated? Matic? Or are you gonna go with the shot too?
I can't say because I gotta take a shot.
Okay,
I'm gonna
okay,
be drunk,
okay.
bro.
Yeah, man.
Nah, you got one more left. You got one more left.
Take half a shot.
And I'm sure he's gonna take a shot to this one too.
Oh, fuck.
Tacos or tattoos? Which one's overrated? Which one is underrated? Matic made a face like, yeah, he's drinking again. You guys don't have to top that off neither if y'all don't want to.
No. Tattoos are overrated.
Okay. tacos are underrated. Matic?
Tacos and tattoos underrated.
I'll stay away the same.
Okay. And you know what? Give me the bottle. I take one for y'all because I'm not a bad sport. All right?
Let's go.
I was born with no liver. If you didn't know, that's why I drink a lot. A lot of people don't know this, and they always question me. But I was literally born with no liver, so they always like, how do you drink more than nothing? The secret is I have no liver. I go to dialysis every Thursday, so it just goes straight.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Got
bullshitting
it.
you, bro. I'm
No,
bullshitting
no.
you. I have no liver. I did that with Ian.
No, I thought it was serious because I literally, I think I don't have a liver, so I'm about to go get checked too. You know what I'm saying?
We here, tacos and tattoos. Jay, if you woke up rich tomorrow, what would be the first thing you buy?
Bro, I go out and buy immediately 1964 Chevy Impala.
Fuck you.
And, I would definitely spend the same amount I spent on the car to customize that car right there. That would be my first fucking purchase. It'd be selfish as fuck.
Wow.
Oh well.
But, you know, it really wouldn't, you know, because if you told me I was rich as fuck, I could make one purchase right now, you know what I'm saying? I
woke up rich tomorrow.
I love me a good, nice fucking 4 wheels that I could sit in and just lean back and coast, you know what I'm saying? So, fuck.
Matt, shout out to Matt.
And
Shout
that's
out to
real.
Matt.
You know, I'll pay off my mom's car, my mom's crib
Yeah,
after. You know what I'm
everything
saying?
else after,
But I need the weight.
You see, you gotta remember, you woke up rich. So just because your first purchase is for yourself doesn't mean that the second and third is gonna be for everybody else.
Yeah, facts. I might charter a flight with all the homies to Vegas, you know what I'm saying?
Matic?
Mine, actually, my second option would have been 64, but mine was 69.
69.
Chevy Impala.
Okay. If you had the ability to pick a superpower, what would it be?
Go ahead, Matic.
Alright, shit. Teleport?
Teleport, okay.
Teleport's cool, yeah. You don't say fly.
Fly?
Definitely fly.
Fly.
They get mad
I
at
was gonna say
mine
fly.
because I got like a godly thing, but it's living forever.
Okay.
Okay.
Not dying.
Immortal.
Immortal. And then they were asking me questions like, but would you feel pain even though you don't die? And I'm like, bro, we're going to get too much into that.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
It's very simple. If you could change one thing in this world, what would it be?
If I could change one thing in this world, I'd definitely make the grass blue and the
Wow.
sky green. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
immediately we switching that up.
You're going to fuck with a lot of people's heads, bro, when that shit happens.
You ever seen the movie Fun with Dick and Jane?
Yes.
She ordered Kentucky bluegrass and they gave her the green. You know what I'm saying? So we make the grass blue and the sky green.
Hey, Matic.
If you're going with that type of answer, fuck.
Politics, you know what I'm saying? What you like to change? You know?
I mean, make the world a better place.
No, facts.
He was trying to give a
The world is
philanthropist
fucked up
answer.
regardless. Bro. Yeah, ain't nothing I can change that can fix that.
Nah, man, I definitely will make I'll change the Western society mindset of like
Okay.
to be the same as from where we're from. You know, like that family oriented type of thing. That's something I would change.
One thing in the world. So my last answer, because I'm going to answer it every show differently. So my last answer, I believe, was to change, to get rid of ignorance. So my next one would be change one thing in the world. I would say getting rid of currency. No money. We'll all figure out some way and how.
Work for barter.
Yeah, barter, whatever.
A dangerous world working for barter.
Yeah, it is, but get rid of money.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
And if I got, listen, if I want some food from your taco place, what can I do to get some food?
That's what I'm saying. You'd have to bring me a goat.
Yeah, bring your. I'll clean.
I'll
clean.
bring me a
I'll
goat.
clean. Or you say, hey, you want your dinner for today? Okay, cool. Serve up and cook for 5 people. Work 10 hours in my restaurant, and you got lunch for 3 days.
The barter system would, you know,
Scary, but
scary as shit. I guess I could give you a little more philosophical answer.
Go ahead.
If I would change one thing in the world, you know what I would do? I'd eliminate the moment where we made engines combust with gas, and I would have made them combust through H2O.
There you go.
Okay.
They're gonna kill us after this show.
No, I don't got that recipe. I don't know about it. It's just a theory.
No, but you're
you know what I'm
influencing
saying?
people to figure it out. It doesn't matter.
But, you know,
You just
even
made
though
a
I'm
young
car
man.
guy, I love a fucking good sounding healthy ass V8. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's probably something that like I think would have benefited us.
Yeah.
You know,
Damn, that would have been a good overrated, underrated question. V8 or straight 6?
Or electric.
You like EVs?
I do.
Okay.
I fuck with EVs. I like, like I said earlier,
He works for Tesla.
when these tools are provided and these assets you got, that's what they're for.
I didn't like EVs.
Facts. You're talking about inline six, right?
Yeah, inline six.
Yeah. Fantastic.
I didn't like EVs all the way until I saw, the Porsche 911 fucking EV still sounding like it has a fucking engine.
They did, like, where they put a speaker or some shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Think so,
you see, but that makes me feel fugazi.
Yeah, I feel like it's fake. I still feel like it's fake, which is why it throws me back onto wanting to get.
But are EVs... All right, so let me ask you a question. Damn, we get deep. You see, I know you got to go somewhere, but let me get deep on one thing.
Go deep, bro.
Electric engines, they're saving gas for the short term, but isn't electric engines where charging points still using gas, or is there a power station that you have to use to power the electric?
Yeah,
sure.
So you're still using gas.
Yeah,
technically. Facts. Oh, okay. Right,
but then not only that, but the disposal of the battery still creates pollution too.
If we had a solar car, that'd be different.
That way, or an H2O car.
They're gonna kill us. Stop, Jay. We're gonna kill us.
Next topic.
What has been your hardest life challenge so far?
Becoming a father. Becoming a father was definitely a wake-up call and complete change to my life.
Oh. Would you change it for anything?
Nope.
There you go.
No.
There you go. Matic? So far? Up to today.
I'll say biggest challenge was realizing that I don't have as much time as I thought I did.
That's maturing. That's getting older. That's maturing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Life challenge so far, up till today for me, would be letting go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting go.
You know, I'm really good at letting go.
Letting go.
Really?
That's probably one of my biggest strengths.
What? My bad. And I'm not into all this. I'm a broccoli. I'm a fucking tree or whatever. But what sign are you?
Scorpio. And if you want to know my moon sign, I'm a double Scorpio actually.
My dad's a Scorpio. My best friend is a Scorpio.
My rising is a Scorpio. My moon sign is a Scorpio.
Man, you guys are getting deep. What the fuck is a rising and a moon sign?
No, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, me either. This is more so based off of knowing that there's like 3 categories for horoscopes, and the most popular one is your moon. When you were born, your moon, right, is the one they associate you because of how the moon was aligned on the month you were born. But there's also a rising sign, and I think there's a third one. Which
What if there was no moon? What would you be then? Fucked up?
No.
I'm a double Scorpio Cancer, I think, something like that.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn.
What's your biggest life goal?
My biggest life goal, that one's broad. That one's broad, right? With all these goals happening. I think my biggest life goal is securing generational wealth.
God bless you for that, brother. God bless you for that, because that's something that I preach heavily on. God bless you for that. I pray that happens, and you're making it happen. But that is something that I feel like our culture, our Hispanic culture,
does not see,
and
has not happened. And it's not just our Hispanic cultures. This is the ones who aren't enlightened to. Okay. I think this is a matter of something that's an unspoken kind of goal that should be spoken about. Yes. I think this should be instilled within our communities, that longevity also comes with, setting up foundations for our generations to come.
We can't take shit with us when we die, so might as well leave it for our youth.
I want to leave it for...
what I was going to say is legacy. That's what I was going to say.
Well, legacy is strong, but it weighs nothing. Legacy is just written in a book, which is great, but it means nothing to my the generations to come
That you leave, yeah.
after me, especially the ones that I birthed.
Yeah.
You know, they'll live my legacy, but what if I failed at my legacy when I'm 60? You know.
Shout out to Jay-Z. He said, "We never had the tools. That's why we always been screwed."
You feel me? So that I'm looking forward to longevity. Hopefully I stick around, but more so I'm looking forward to creating generational wealth for my kids and their kids and my brothers and their everyone around us. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Anyone involved in my circle, you know?
Hell yeah. I mean, Matic, it's hard to top that one, but Matic, biggest life goal.
No, man. I mean, I'm not trying to top what he said, but I was gonna say legacy, but it does connect to what he said, because my point of view is not only to have my family financially free, you know, to just do whatever the hell they want, but also to have the generations to come to just be settled, to be okay, you know, to not have to worry about the things that I worry, my ancestors that worry about that, you know, to just be free. You know, that's what I would say.
May I interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I know with generational wealth, even though I haven't felt it and I'm not part of that yet, and that's one of my goals in life to set up for as my foundation, is that's what I want to put on, but I already know that it can be lost that fast, you know? So the teaching of keeping that, you know, is extremely important. Or in the generations to come, if they don't want to keep it, well, they fucked it off.
Yeah, it was your fault. I did my part.
Yeah, exactly.
I did my part.
Exactly.
It's on the record.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, it's definitely a one generation thing for me. Everyone under me, you know, I wouldn't say they're gonna be given the silver spoon, but they're definitely gonna have a foundation to work for.
That's one of my and I'll close it with mine. But one of my biggest love for podcasting is video itself, is because you know how some photographers capture the moment. I feel like in videography, especially in podcasts like documentaries and talking to you, is that this will stay alive forever. I did an interview with my great grandmother that's 97 and my grandmother that's 77, and I did that with purpose of my grandmother's 97. I mean, all jokes aside, she's on borrowed time. I love her, but any day God can call her. But I feel like having that conversation with her and putting it in video will always go for generations. I think video will never go nowhere. I think we're at a point where video is not documentation
is how right now we know of history.
Right.
So, you know, this is our version of history.
Right. But I also think that how else can you advance video? Like, it was written back in the days on scribes and things like that. But when you see visual and you hear audio, I mean, what else could enhance that? What else could, besides AI changing shit? Right. But this video is always gonna stand with us. So
yeah, to stay forever.
It stay forever. So my biggest legacy is to hop on both of you guys, no homo, is leaving the tools to find generational wealth. Because if I can't, I want to leave generational wealth, but I also want to keep the mentality. And as you're saying it, that's why I clap my hands to it, is because I want them to have the ideology of understanding what generational wealth is. So if Dad couldn't do it, listen, I tried to teach y'all, I couldn't get there, but this is the most important thing that you need to do for your children and things like that. So generational wealth as well, but knowledge. Knowledge is the number one thing that we need to teach our kids. And
absolutely.
General. We're closing out. What's the next move for the restaurant, Tacos and Tattoos, and what's the next move for you as Jay, the DJ?
For TNT, we're looking forward to celebrating our 10 years now in December. In January. We're going to close out that decade. And from there forward, we plan on moving into Central Florida. And expanding into, hopefully, Puerto Rico and Costa Rica.
Nice.
So there is serious talks and serious plans to make those actual possibilities. It'd be the first time I step outside the family to work with investments and investors and groups that are ready to take us to another level, essentially. So that's definitely where TNT's heading. TNT is gonna remain pure as long as the people who are invested in continue to keep that dream alive. So the investors that are coming in will have a big role in keeping the idea and the nucleus alive, right? As the dream it is. For Jay, when it comes to my career in DJing, I also dabble in production, producing, stage design, creative campaigns. I work a lot with building those campaigns, right? The next step for me in that realm would be focusing on perfecting, or not perfecting, but, well, let me take it back. I'm focused on continuing to be a student in that realm to eventually be taken serious, hopefully worldwide, for the sounds I want to put out into the public and the ideas that can essentially be conceptualized into something feasible and I can put out into the public where they'd enjoy either listening, watching, or just being a part of. So those are all.
My bad. I wanted to ask, because that was one of the questions actually before I played the song that I had, and one of the things that I wanted to say before that was that connecting it to everything that we talked about was that Kendrick, Dre told Kendrick, you said you wanted a spot like mine, but remember, anybody can get it. The hard part is keeping it. That's something that, connecting it to what you said about the business side and everything else, actually. But one thing that I wanted to ask you was, what got you? Because within myself, when I got here in the States, I had a friend of mine, Daniel. He was from Colombia. And he started getting into DJing and all that stuff, and I actually started getting into DJ, and that's, I can really say that was actually one of the introductions onto music and percussions, and wanting to not only play for one person but to everybody, just having to connect with the same sound that I think is good, and spreading around to everybody. But how, or was the first, I guess, memory that you have of, you know, connecting that thought of, man, I really want to do this, or I really want to go ahead into DJ, you know, and go towards that avenue? I don't know.
There was a time, I'd say like around 2011, 2012, when I think Toro y Moi just dropped an album. If you guys are familiar with Toro y Moi, I'm gonna DM them. I'm gonna send y'all some of their music immediately. But I think he was 16. Shout out Chad. His real name Chad. He must have been like 16, 17 when he dropped this album. I was also 16, 17, and it went fucking crazy. But no one knew it. No one around me knew it, and the sound was new and it was different. And I think right around that realm, some of the bands and some of the music I was listening to, I wanted to play it for an audience. I felt like others needed to hear this. Yeah. And even though I wasn't DJing, I kept that on loop around all my homies. And even though I had some homies who were on it, I had more homies who weren't. And I was able to open up that door into a new sound. The time Chill Wave was one of those sounds that was just coming up. Yeah. And it was real new. Right. And it was great to introduce people to it. At the same time, I could play something like Lotus Flower Radiohead, where nobody expected it from me. And it was a sound that had been around for years, but it correlated to that. And so I found myself knowing that I wanted to push sounds that were beyond me, you know? Yeah. I found them great. I wanted to put them out and see if people found them great. Right. Was I crazy or not, you know? And now I'm not playing Toro y Moi religiously. I might play that on a super secret set on a lunch, you know, or doing something.
But it still makes the crowd rock, right?
But I would definitely say that, you know, there was a specific moment right there in my life where I knew that, not necessarily that I'm gonna go into DJing, but more so like I want to do things publicly.
Be inside of it.
And in my restaurants, we play music that we want, and we also let things loop around, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Before we close out, where can the people find the restaurant? Where is the restaurant? What's the social media restaurant? Give us all the information on the restaurant.
Shout out Tacos and Tattoos. We're located on 104th and 117th, right in the heart of Kendall. We're the only bar on 104, all the way from US 1 all the way to 157. You can follow us at Tacos and Tattoos. Sorry, you can follow us at Tacos Tattoos. Forget the N. And yeah, we out here.
Hell yeah, bro. Listen, I want to thank Matic for bringing you through. We did talk about the interview. We did talk about us connecting. Matic brought you through. Off the camera, I want to talk about your location because you got a location where we can start doing some podcasting and stuff. Matic starting his podcast now. So thank you for coming through. Thank you for being the stand-up, honorable man that you are.
Matic,
definitely an inspiration. Keep doing what you're doing. Anytime you want to come back on and talk shit with us, come on by. We got some high noon for you.
Yes, sir.
If you know anybody that's trying to get on the podcast and talk some shit with us, it'll be dope to maybe bring your brother by and talk shit. We'll all have fun and talk.
Yes,
but just thank you for what you do. Thank you for doing for the community. Thank you for the fucking good food. Thank you for the good vibes.
Yeah.
I got nothing else to say. Matic.
Nothing else to say.
It's
That's
Matic
all I
Monday. Jay in the building. Tacos and Tattoos. Shout out to High Noon. We lit and we out.